Good afternoon and welcome here inside Odell Arena on the campus of Taylor University. And here on Paul Patterson Court, we see a number 21 ranked St. Francis Cougars coming in to take on the Taylor Trojans. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show. My name is Rick Johnston, and on Tuesday night, the Taylor men's basketball team snapped their three-game losing streak with a convincing 15-point win, 78-63 over Spring Arbor. That moved the Trojans to 7-11 on the year, 3-4 in Crossroads League action. They are now tied for sixth with Bethel, but is one game back of a tie of Mount Vernon Nazarene and Marion, and 2 games back of today's opponent, St. Francis, who comes into the game in sole possession of third place. The 21st-ranked Cougars spent a couple of weeks earlier this year at the number 1 spot in the country before suffering their first loss of the year. They won their first 8 games of the year. They're 15-4, 5-2. They had a nail-biting win, or a rock fight of a win against number 22 Marion Tuesday. They won 70-63. The Cougars currently riding a 5-game win streak. They are a national semifinalist a year ago, falling to eventual national champion Shawnee State in the national semis, and they were the preseason pick to win the Crossroads League this season. They're led by 2 stellar guards, Jalen Mull and Antoine Cushingberry. Cushingberry, the leading scorer for the St. Francis club, second most in the Crossroads League at 22 points per game. Mull averages 12 points per game. They have one other 20-point scorer. That's David Asia, the Fort Wayne sophomore. He averages just over 20 points per game, and he is coming in just a rebound shy of his 5th straight double-double. He had 20 and 9 in the win over Marion on Tuesday. Cushingberry had 18 points and 6 boards, but Cushingberry was the only one that shot particularly well for USF on Tuesday. Asia went 4 for 11. Mull also 4 for 11. Also keep your eyes on Dan McKeeman, sharpshooter out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, transferred in from Cedarville University. He's their top 3-point shooter at 42%. He had 18 in the win over Marion Tuesday. St. Francis is the best 3-point shooting team in the Crossroads League, tied for first at 40%, and they're the 3rd best 3-point shooting team in the country. And they also lead the Crossroads League in points per game at 88. The Trojans, 2nd best in holding their opponents scoring. They allow their opponents just 67 points per game this year. Taylor will look to Jason Hubbard, who comes in scoring 20 points in his last 5 games. Gavin Yoon coming off of a season-high 19. And Caden Furman trying to find his shooting stroke. He scored 16 points, 13 in the second half on Tuesday, but shot just 4 of 14 from the field. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show, and this is Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Back on the Marion General Hospital pregame show, catching up with Taylor men's basketball head coach Josh Andrews before they take on number 21 St. Francis here this afternoon. You guys snapped a 3-game losing streak here Tuesday night with a 15-point win over Spring Arbor. You guys took the lead about 4 minutes in for good there in the first half, and midway through that second half, the lead never dipped below double digits. What led to that success, and particularly only turning over just 3 times in the whole game?
Yeah, you said it. I thought not turning the basketball over, getting to shots. Our execution was as good as it's been in a while, and we felt like it was on the rise here as of late. It's just a very selfless version of our team, and strong with the ball. You know, we use that phrase sureness. We're just really strong with the ball. We got the shots, helped us control what was going on. We were very proud of the way the guys executed and competed on Tuesday.
When they only turn over 3 times, that is a remarkable number. You would be happy with probably single digits turnovers in any game.
Yeah.
Is that something that you can, how easy is that to replicate per se? Or is that one of those like, hey, we were just really on, or you try to pick little things to hopefully bring that number down? You guys average 15 turnovers a game, hoping to bring that down here as you guys
close in on the
That
back
is,
half of the schedule?
that's the question. You know, you can harp on it, you can coach it really hard, you can demand it. Sometimes that only magnifies the problem, and certainly focus is part of that. Being locked in. Our team we've got some inexperience on the floor. It's time to stop making excuses about that. You know, you got to grow up. We've played 18 games. We've been through. You know, we haven't had all the breaks and things that we did in the past. So this group has to play with maturity and focus. I think that's a major part of it, Rick. And taking care of the ball is what's going to give us an opportunity to have a chance to win any of these upcoming games. And obviously we got to play really well, got to execute, got to be tough. But when you give the ball away, especially in a live ball turnover, you are really diminishing your opportunity to be successful in that game.
And that also hurts your guys as well, because you guys have been so good in the half-court defense. You guys are averaging the second fewest points allowed per game at 67 in the Crossroads League this season. So those live ball turnovers, and I think that's the way it is through any level of basketball, but particularly for a team like you that doesn't score a ton and likes to play in the 60s, those live ball turnovers are real killers.
Yeah, no, we'd love to play in the 80s. We're just built to play in the 60s right now, and with our scoring output and our skill sets and that kind of thing. So you're hitting the nail on the head. We got to take care of the ball. We got to execute. We want the opponent to play against a set defense as much as possible. And these guys, St. Francis, are really going to challenge that with the pace, the way they can get into gaps. But shot selection, taking care of the ball, and not turning it over, getting good shots, and being balanced. We call it offensive board coverage, being able to convert to our D. All of that stuff plays into our recipe for success. So we'd love to springboard off of Tuesday, and we do feel like we're trending in that direction.
The guy that's a key cog to your success is your leading scorer, Jason Hubbard. 5 games in a row now with at least 20 points. He had 26 on 12 of 21 shooting, including 11 of 16 inside the arc against Spring Arbor on Tuesday. He's shooting during this 5-game stretch at 51% from the floor, and that's really impressive, period, but even more impressive when you're at the #1 spot on an opponent's scouting report, correct?
Yeah, he's made really good decisions. He was very easy with the ball and sharp. Decisive in his decision making, almost flawless on Tuesday, and I was very proud of that. I know Jason was. Our team, he's tried to grab the bull by the horns. He wants to lead. He wants to bear the responsibility. He's okay with that. At times doing too much, or at times feeling that too much, and just the ability to lead in his role and trust teammates and make the decisions that help stir the drink. He's got all the ability. The physical tools are just unbelievable. And his game's only going to improve. So I'd love for Jason to have that type of continued success, and for guys to play off of that, and we expect that to happen upcoming games.
Today's opponent in St. Francis, 21st ranked team in the country. They were a national semifinalist a year ago, and they bring 4 starters back from that team last season. What makes them so dangerous? They were ranked #1 for a couple of weeks earlier in the season.
Yeah, I think they're obviously their skill sets. They're such a talented group. The veteran play. These are guys that have been in the fire. They know how to win. They know how they play. So adversity, if we get going, it doesn't mess with them. They know what it takes. They've been in those spots. They just play with great balance and poise. That top 2 group of Ija and Cushingberry, they're so dynamic, and they can share who needs to take the lead on any given night, and that's the Maul and Keeman behind them, and the scoring ability, the playmaking ability, and then their role players. Have defined assignments, and they do it really well. It seems like they eagerly do their roles, and just a tough team, a fun team to scout, because you have to play really well to beat them. Playmaking ability, the toughness, the speed of those 2 guards of Cushingberry and Maul, they're so dynamic. So, hands full. I know I tell you that. Our league, your hands are always full, man. They really make it tough on you. So great challenge for our group.
What are 1 or 2 things you want your team to really hone in on to be as successful as you can today?
Yeah, we don't want Ija to score it, getting the traditional 3-point play in the paint or scoring it in the paint. He's really hard to defend when he's getting it around the rim. So that's fighting his catches and also keeping him off the glass. And then we've got to find ways to make it really tough on those playmaking guards to have to earn everything, and that their body of work, they're gonna make some things happen, but they've got to earn it all. And I think all of that is secondary to taking care of the ball, limiting live ball turnover points, so we can play from a set D. And then we gotta go be free and courageous and throw punches, and we believe our guys are going to do that.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck against St. Francis today.
Thank you.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
And now let's see the starting lineups for today's ball game. First for the visitors from St. Francis. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 2, Jalen Long. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 5, Brandon Pina. At guard, a 5'8" junior, number 12, Antoine Cushenberry. At guard, a 6'2" junior, sophomore, number 22, Rick Bailey. And then forward, a 6'7" sophomore, number 25, David Asia. Assistant coaches for the Cougars are Luke Glass, Scott Martin, Jordan Henry, Jack Dolitz, and Zach Welkman. And the head coach for St. Francis, Chad Lacrosse. And now fans, on your feet for the starting lineup for your Taylor Trojans. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Woodford, Indiana, number 34, Aaron Hahn. At guard, a 6'4" sophomore from Liberty Township, Ohio, number 15, Caden Furman. At guard, a 6' freshman from Hamilton, Ohio, number 10, Jackson Lewis. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, number 2, Gavin Yu. And at forward, a 6'6" senior from Miamisburg, Ohio, number 0, Jason Hubbard. Assistant coaches for the Trojans are Aaron Larson and Steve Gordy. Head coach for Taylor is Josh Andrews.
So the Trojans going with that smaller lineup that they had on Tuesday, as Gavin Yoon will make his 6th start of the season. Yoon in his last 4 starts averaging 14 points per ball game. The other Forge 5 rounding out the 5, Jason Hubbard, the Trojans' leading scorer and rebounder, Jackson Lewis, their leader in assists, Caden Furman, the sharpshooter, and Aaron Hahn, the former St. Francis Cougar. All-time series, this is the 78th overall meeting. Taylor owns a 42-35 advantage, but the Trojans are just 2-14 against St. Francis under the direction of head coach Josh Andrews. Asia and Hubbard jump. The Trojans win the tip, and they have the opening possession going from left to right. Here in white with purple numbers and purple letters. USF opens up in a man-to-man defense. Furman, who has struggled to shoot the last handful of games, is defended by Mull. Near side Yoon coming off that season-high 19 points. Hubbard hands off to Hahn, who played well on this floor last year against USF. Asia guards Hubbard from straight away. Shot clock down to 5. Handoff to Yoon. Back to Hubbard. The Trojans turn it over, and Mull almost fumbles it away in the backcourt, able to gather it in. And the Trojans give it away for the first time today on the opening possession. The Trojans turned it over just 3 times in the whole game Tuesday against SAU. Asia try to slip it into McKeenan. Yoon was pushed from behind, and now the Trojans get a steal of their own. Both teams give it away on the opening possession. Jackson Lewis's pass too hot for Hubbard to get to, and that was too far away from Jason as well. 50 seconds and 3 turnovers between the two teams, as Lewis might have had Hahn open behind him for a pitchback. Mull, McKeeman, Cushingberry, Bailey, and Asia, the 5 for USF. That's been their traditional starting lineup for the majority of the season. Here's McKeeman, the sharpshooter, right-hand dribble, gets him into the league logo. Low to Asia, and Bailey will scoop it up and then give it back to McKeeman at the top. Mull right side with his neon yellow sneakers, drives on Hubbard with 10. Near side, McKeeman open for a 3, halfway down, skips off the rim and the glass. And the Trojans avoid trouble as McKeeman enters with the 3rd most threes made in the Crossroads League this season. And an excellent 3-point shooter. Bailey got caught on Hubbard on a switch, and that's a mismatch the Trojans will love all day. Bailey's got a foul. Hubbard, it's the first on him and the first foul of the day. So Taylor has yet to take a shot this afternoon. They've turned it over on the first 2 times with the ball. USF gave it away on their first crack at the basket, and then McKeeman just missed the 3. Bailey guards Hubbard again. We'll see if Jason wants to go and take him down to the block. Handoff to Furman. Good fake there on the try to get, or good job by Mull to deny the open look. Mull switches to Lewis in the man-to-man for USF. Hubbard, high left side, hands off to Mull. McKeeman guards him. Furman got sloppy with the dribble. Bailey guards Hubbard with 5 to shoot. He's got to go quick with 3. Double team Mull, bangs, fades, does Hubbard off the back of the rim. No. Hahn tried to knife in, but he couldn't keep it away. One of the top rebounders in the Crossroads League, Asia. Good look from Cushingberry to find his backcourt mate Mull, who snuck behind the Trojans on the near side defense. And there's our first points of the day, just almost 2 minutes in. Mull trying to break out of a scoring funk that he's been in. He's been held in single digits the last 3 or 4 games. Near side, Furman trying to get going from 3, and as first shot drops. A picture-perfect start for Caden Furman, who enters the game shooting just 31% from the floor in his last 5 games. Now Hahn pokes it away from Asia. Foot race, Lewis and Cushingberry, the freshman, goes in and angles it home with the right hand. So the Trojans with a live ball turnover, and they take a 5-2 lead with 5 quick ones, 2.5 minutes in. Mull, who was the leading scorer for USF when these two teams met a year ago, averaging 24 points in the 2 matchups. Asia, baseline left, defended by the smaller Hahn. Hubbard there to help, now pokes at it. Asia lost it, now Hubbard's got to recover. McKeeman fakes away from Furman, goes in right down the lane as no one was there for the Trojans, and McKeeman's finger roll draws USF to within 1. Hubbard, the Trojans' leading scorer, has yet to score this afternoon. Left corner, Jackson Lewis. Hahn hands it off to him. Lewis spots for an open 3 off the front of the rim, no. And here comes USF from right to left looking to regain the lead. Cushingberry, open McKeeman, lefty bounce. Lewis steps right in and takes another one away. Second steal for the freshman today. Furman stops and pops. They leave open. Hubbard's 3 hits off the glass and nothing else. Off target from Hubbard, just 27% from downtown as the All-American candidate. Cushingberry's pass knocked away by Yoon, and then he threw it behind his back with his left hand up to the Trojans. Still a 5-4 Taylor lead, and after a slow start for both teams, we've had some pretty exciting trips up and down the floor the last couple minutes. Furman trying to bully ball with Bailey, skips it through to Lewis, spins on Mull, trying to go up another extra step. Mull steps down and blocks it as Lewis turns and looks for a foul. Mull hits the accelerator. McKeeman was open for a left side high 3, and then bullets it far side to Cushingberry. Thought about a step back triple try. Now Mull gives it back to him. Cushingberry got into the air, bounced it, but that's going to be called for a traveling violation. Good defense by the former St. Francis Cougar, Aaron Hahn. And that brings us to a media timeout. After Taylor gave it away on their first 2 possessions, they used a quick 5-0 run, a Furman 3, and a Lewis steal and layup to take a 5-4 lead just over 4 minutes into the first half here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Out of the media timeout, it's a 5-4 Taylor lead. 2 subs in, 1 for each team. Tyson Elware in for David Asia in the USF lineup. Jacob Kinsey makes his return to the lineup after missing the last couple of games. He replaces his freshman guard mate, Jackson Lewis. 5-4 Taylor after having a 5-2 lead. Mull pokes it away from Furman, and now Mull will try to go end-to-end. Right-hand floater drops in right through the nylon. 4 for Jalen Mull as the Trojans give it away for the 4th time here in this opening half. USF has turned it over 5 times. 6-5 the USF lead. McKeeman trying to slow down Kinsey, who got to the baseline left. Good defense by Bailey with his back to the ball. Took it away. Up. Then a head fake, and then it's swatted away on the try from Elware on the block by Hubbard. But then Hahn has it stolen away. Diving for it is Kinsey. It goes out of bounds off of Kinsey's right knee as he was sprawled all over the parquet floor across from us, and it keeps it here with USF. St. Francis comes in with the fewest turnovers in the Crossroads League at 9 per game. They've already got 5 here in the first less than 5 minutes. And they'll make another call to the bench. The Trojans will. Furman out, and the Trojans bring in Grant Niehaus. Cushingberry around a screen. Elwer was able to get Cushingberry free, and then Mull's 3 short off the front rim. Hahn pogo sticks and able to haul in the miss. 0 of 2 start for St. Francis, the best 3-point shooting team in the league. Hubbard goes in, gets mauled on his way to the rim between 2 defenders. Those were Elwer and Bailey. And it's on Tyson Elwer, his first and the second against USF. They'll send Hubbard to the line, where he's shooting 73% this season. Jason currently in his best scoring stretch of the season. 5 straight games of at least 20 points. He's averaging 24 points per game during that stretch, and he's shooting a blistering 51% from the floor. Another sub comes in, out Jalen Mull, in Zane Burke. First one from Hubbard was good. The game tied at 6 with 1 more to come here. Odell Arena, quiet. And they'll cheer for that. 2 Hubbard free throws, 2 points for the All-American candidate, and Taylor goes back in front by 1, 7-6. As Hubbard, the 3rd different Trojan scorer today. The 6 points for USF have come from 2 men, Mull and McKeeman. With Mull on the bench right now, McKeeman operating on the far side. Cushingberry skips far side to Burke, who just came in. Quick passes around the arc. McKeeman drives, wanted to go baseline, out near side. Cushingberry bluffs the 3, angles in, right-hand floater, halfway down, hits off the glass and drops. The All-American from a year ago, 2-time All-American Cushingberry gets on the board, and the top 2 scorers of both their teams are on the score sheets now. It's back to a 1-point USF lead. Hahn bluffs, and a blocking foul called against Brayton Bailey. That's number 2 on him. He's a sophomore from Bedford, Indiana. 3rd one against USF here in the half. And that'll send Bailey to the bench. Back in comes David Asia for USF, and the Trojans will call upon Jeff Clayton to go size for size as he'll replace Hahn. The Trojans have Kinsey, Yoon, Hubbard, Clayton, and Niehaus. USF will counter with Asia, Elwer, McKeeman, Cushingberry, and Burke. Taylor shoots on the basket to our right. They trail by 1. Near side, Niehaus fakes to his right and works up, turns the corner down the lane. Wanted to go down low. Clayton instead turns around, fades away from the league logo, and it's a little jumper. Taylor back in front by 1, 9-8. Their biggest lead has been 3. USF's biggest lead has been 2. That was off their first points of the game. Burke defended by Hubbard, the 3-time All-Defensive League selection. McKeeman around the arc, near side to Burke. Hubbard guarding him in the Taylor man-to-man. It'll be Kinsey's job to slow down the lightning-quick Antoine Cushingberry out of Indianapolis. Around the right side, Asia screen. Cushingberry down the left side of the lane. 3 defenders there. Right-hand floater somehow through traffic goes. And it's 4 in a row for Cushingberry. And USF goes back in front by a tally. Almost 7 minutes into the opening half. It is a 5 of 8 start from the floor for USF. Taylor just 3 of 7. Free throw line, Hubbard, that's the sweet spot. Halfway down, and it rattles out. And then back in the backcourt, Niehaus almost took it away from Asia. Cushingberry, mid-flight, far side McKeeman, head fake, step back, 3 ball. No! 3/4 of the way down, could not get there. And out of bounds, it was Elwer fighting with Hubbard. It went off the St. Francis big man, and Taylor will get it back. Kinsey out, Lewis back into the Trojan 5. 3 of the 5 starters on the floor for Taylor, Clayton and Niehaus, the 2 non-starters, taking the spots of Hahn and Furman. Until Tuesday, Clayton had started all 16 games to start the season, but Taylor going with a little bit, or 17 games to start the season. The Trojans going with a little bit of a smaller lineup. Lewis tried to throw it into Hubbard. That's the second turnover from Lewis trying to get it into Hubbard. This time it was the 5'8 Cushingberry knifing underneath Hubbard, making life difficult and making the ball go out of play. 5th giveaway by Taylor. Each team has turned it over 5 times. Each team has scored 2 points off of the miscues. USF with a 10-9 advantage. They go from right to left in black with blue numbers in white letters. Asia inside the near side arc. Clayton bodying with them. Asia comes in. Hubbard comes to double team it up. They make life difficult as Asia spins into Hubbard. The Trojan fans wanting a travel, but they'll get Jeff Clayton for the push. And that's the first on Jeff and the first one on Taylor this afternoon. Just about 12 minutes left to go after the game was played at a lightning quick pace for moments. It is now slowed down here a little bit. Asia, perimeter left, attacks the basket to our left. Niehaus there to help. They leave his man open, and Elwer lays it in on the find from Asia. 3-point lead for USF at 12-9, their biggest of the day. They're now 6 of 10 shooting from the floor. Volleyball line, Lewis bounces to Niehaus, trying to rip and go when he got the hands of Burke all over his forearms. Good sense there from Niehaus, with Burke playing with his hands out instead of to his side to rip and drive, and he draws the reach in on Burke, who's a freshman from Fort Wayne. That's the first on him and the 4th one against USF. Gavin Yoon will go to the Taylor bench with Caden Furman returning for TU. He's got it here against the 5'8 Cushingberry, the 2-time All-American. Lewis with Cushingberry switching to him. Clayton holds up top, a dribble handoff, and now it's Hubbard guarded by Asia. 8 to shoot, Taylor down by 3. Niehaus thought about tying it, tacks, step back, fall away, left elbow jump shot off the front rim. Asia soars in for the rebound, and USF will push it from right to left with Cushingberry. The Cougars' leading scorer, Cushingberry, 2 of 2. Good fake in the corner from Asia. Now attacks Clayton, who stays down. Asia trying to body with Clayton, and they'll get Jeff for the reach in again, as his hands were out front, and they get called for the reach in. Second on Clayton, number 2 against Taylor as well. 11:30 remaining here in the first half as Aaron Hahn will come to the Taylor scorers bench to replace Clayton. Hahn at 6'4", 205, gives up 3 inches and 15 pounds to Asia. Burke will lob it into Asia, who will shoot the 3 here. A long 3 ball is good from the near side for the 40% 3-point shooter, David Asia. His first basket of the day. It's a 7-0 run here for USF as Asia was 0 of 4 from 3 in the win over Marion Tuesday. Biggest deficit for the Trojans here is 6, trying to stop this 7-0 USF run. The last bucket was that turnaround from Niehaus. Here's Furman down the lane, bumped, near side arc, in rhythm 3. Hubbard cashed as he answers the Asia triple. 5 for Jason Hubbard and the Trojans. Back to within a possession, down by 3. 9 minutes expired here in the opening half. Number 21 USF leads Taylor by 3. Cushingberry with Lewis watching his every move on the near sideline. Asia sets the right side screen. Lewis goes over the top, kicking far side. Burke, a shot over his head is good for Zane Burke, the 39% 3-point shooter. Shooters aplenty for USF. Top 3-point shooting team in the Crossroads League at 40% and the 3rd best in the country. Niehaus stuck underneath the rim trying to get away from Burke. He angles in after pivoting multiple times and banks it in from the right side of the glass. That draws Taylor back to within 2, down 4, 18-14. Asia attacks left side of the lane. Hubbard wraps him up, ties him up. Him and Hubbard will spin around as Asia sent sprawling to the floor. The tie-up will keep it here with USF on the possession era. Good hustle there by Hubbard. He's got some blood on the front of his uniform. And now head athletic trainer Casey Hackman will have to spring into action. And that's a tough break for the Trojans. Hubbard, the 3-time all-defensive team selection, And the best on-ball defender with Cushingberry, who has had his life made difficult when he's matched up with Hubbard. Since the two of them got to their campuses respective 3 years ago. Mull back in. Yoon defends him, coming in for Hubbard as they'll clean up his left arm, it looks like where the cut is, and get that blood taken away off his jersey. Mull against Yoon. Elward, near side, faking a left corner three. Burke chasseing his way in. Far side, Asia trying to lean in a three, and he did in front of the Taylor bench. Back-to-back triples for David Asia. And after missing a first handful of threes, USF has caught fire from distance. They're 3 of 6 from downtown, and they have a game-high lead of 7. Hahn to Niehaus, long jump shot near side, skips off the rim, hung on the front rim, and then fell off. Rebounded by Mull for USF as he gallops to the front court, finds the trailing Cushingberry, wide open Mull, fakes a right side high three. Cushingberry fakes a three of his own, angles in, gets away with a push-off on Lewis. His shot from a right-hand set shot was an air ball and hauled in by Hahn and saved. Taylor up the floor left side. Lewis angles, double team there. Back to Hahn, the Trojans' best three-point shooter percentage-wise. Yoon, a contested three over Mull, off target right side. Off the back of the heel, that one goes. And Taylor just 2 of 5 from distance. 9:07 left to go before halftime. USF with the rock leading by a game-high 7. Cushingberry. Lewis poked it free, but he got his arm before he got the ball as Cushingberry was accelerating with his right hand. First foul on Jackson Lewis, the third against Taylor. Elwer out. And Nalon Thompson in for USF, 6'3" freshman out of Fort Wayne. Averages 3 points and a rebound in his previous 15 games played. Lewis, the freshman, against the two-time All-American point guard Cushingberry. Walks it far sideline outside the arc. Right-hand dribble, now picks it up, lobs it into Asia on the right baseline. 6 to shoot. Asia will find the new man Thompson up top for a straightaway three. Front rim is short, and Yoon will snatch the rebound out of the air with his right hand. Taylor down by 7 with 8:35 and counting here in the first half. Lewis around to Hahn's screen. The Trojans still without Hubbard, who's on the bench, getting his left forearm taped up. Furman, a contested three, won't drop, and Taylor now 2 of 6 from downtown as Furman misses his first three-point try. Asia ahead of steam, crossover on Hahn, goes in, lefty layup is no good. Will go to the line for a chance at 2. The foul is Caden Furman, that's KJ's first, and number 4 on Taylor. Each team with 4 fouls, and Asia to the line for 2. Shot just 4 for 11. And the win Tuesday over Marion still got to 20 points. But that's because he went 12 of 15 from the free throw line. First one here is long. After making his first 2 shots of the day, a couple of threes. 5 rebounds already for Asia, who's second in the Crossroads League in rebounds per game at almost 10. The second one is off the back of the rim and home. 7 for Asia. He leads USF in scoring, and that pushes the lead up to 8 here for St. Francis. Taylor led 9-8. Since then, it's been all USF. They've outscored Taylor 14-5 since that Niehaus turnaround jumper to give Taylor their last lead. Furman falls. Mull will dive on it, and then Furman gets his arm caught behind, and now it's the ball moving the other way. Taylor's trying to play 4-on-5 as Furman had the ball knocked away, dove on the floor, and then got tangled up, and now is holding his left shoulder. Casey Hackman, after mending Jason Hubbard's left forearm, will come out to help Furman, who hops up to his feet. There's 7:56 to go in the first half. They're going to bring... Nope, they're going to make us the media timeout. So we'll see what happens with Furman at the end of the Taylor bench. 7:56 left to go here in the first half. USF, the 21st ranked team in the country, has an 8-point lead, 22-14, here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
USF in the middle of a 14-5 run. It started off with a 7-0 spurt to build a 15-9 lead. They now have a game-high lead of 8 out of the Taylor timeout. Good news for the Trojans is they did not have to take Caden Furman into the locker room. Asia's pass, telegraph, almost taken away from Lewis. Cushingberry attacks on Kinsey. Low pass, far side, Mull. Kinsey got his hand in, but couldn't gather the ball back in. 5 to shoot. Cushingberry up top, guarded by Kinsey. 3 and 2 from the volleyball line. Cushingberry hits it off the glass and nothing else. Good defense by the Trojans and a little miscommunication from USF. 6th turnover for the visitors. Matches the Taylor total. And with 7:30 remaining before halftime, it's still an 8-point USF lead, their biggest of the afternoon. It's Asia, Cushingberry, Mull, with the reserves of Burke and Thompson. Yoon, Kinsey, Lewis, Hahn, and Hubbard, the Taylor 5. Hubbard rips on Mull, knew exactly where Hubbard was going to go. Mull thought he didn't touch it as Hubbard lost it out of bounds, and the two have a little chat down to our right. And now McKeeman back in, so now 4 of the 5 starters out there for USF as Thompson will exit. Good read from Mull, knew exactly where Hubbard was going to go with it. And thankfully for the Trojans, the ball deflected from Mull. Flare screen, left side, Yoon. Around the Hahn screen, behind the back bounce, and now the Trojans will swing it near side to Lewis. Gets the handoff from Hubbard to the top of the key, 5 to shoot. Taylor down by 8, Hahn a parking lot 3 off the right side of the rim, and the Trojans just 2 of 7 from downtown. A rare miss from Hahn, who comes in shooting 48% from distance. Asia with 2 threes today against his former teammate Hahn. Banging, 2 defenders there, he got Hubbard. Low pass to McKeeman, gathered it in and swished a wide open 3 near side. First 3 for Dan McKeeman. 55 triples on the year. And that pushes the USF lead to double figures for the first time today. It's a 17-5 run. They lead 25-14 with 6:30 separating us from halftime. Hahn sets the screens down low as Kinsey operates up top. Lewis looking Hahn's way. Right side circle, Hubbard. Now Hahn guarded by Asia. Straight away 3, Hubbard over the contest of Mull off the right side of the rim. Nobody home for Taylor. And the Trojans' 3-point shooting woes continue, just 2 of 8. The Trojans the second worst 3-point shooting team in the league. McKeeman throws this one to row 1, and that one sails out of bounds as he wanted to find Mull across from us. USF shooting a blistering 59% from the floor, 10 of 17, including 6 of 8 inside the arc. The Trojans just 5 of 16 from the floor overall, and just 2 of 8 from 3-point distance. USF, on the other hand, 4 of 9. So the Trojans offense sputtering here in the first half. And the USF offense starting to find their rhythm. The best 3-point shooting team in the Crossroads League at almost 40% from downtown. Yoon drives from up top. Cushingberry cuts him off. Nice physical move from Yoon. But as he came in, he missed the shot, and then going for his own miss, he fouls Asia from behind. First on Gavin, 5th one against Taylor here in the half. As St. Francis will bring the ball from right to left. Mull, Cushingberry, McKeeman, Burke, and Asia. Burke, the only non-starter out there for St. Francis. Mull holding off of his right knee, pivoting on his left foot, now bounces with the left hand, now switches to his right, bullets it on to Asia. Hahn guards him as Asia backs it out with 5:28 to go in the half and 10 to shoot. Cushingberry around the screen, head fake, got Lewis in the air, rises, misses it long, and the only one there for the rebound is Taylor's Aaron Hahn. Still an 11-point deficit. The Trojans have been sitting on this 14-point total for a while. Cushingberry went right after the ball, couldn't get it away from Hubbard, and then they'll call Mull on the baseline for a hand check on Hubbard. First on Mull, number 5 against St. Francis, and this is good news for Taylor as Caden Furman comes back into the lineup replacing Kinsey. USF still 56% from the field, Taylor just 5 of 17. Near corner, Furman wanted to step into a 3, Mull denied it, now McKeeman guards Hubbard. Yoon to Lewis, with Burke shadowing him in the USF man-to-man. Right side high Hubbard, right elbow Hahn, steps out and hands off to Furman, 3 over Asia, off the back of the rim, and the Trojans continue to not find their stroke from 3-point distance. USF up by 11, trying to make it 13. Mull's runner was too strong. He gets his own miss on the left block, kicks it outside to Cushingberry for a 3. That one off target right, and Cushingberry misses his first 3-point try of the day. Still an 11-point hole for Taylor as the Trojans gobble up the rebound. Hubbard near side, rips on Asia, got the angle, goes up, tried to reverse dunk and instead laid it home. Snaking in with a right hand from right to left. 7 for Jason Hubbard, no one with more than 4. And the Trojans trail by 9. On the pretty move from Jason Hubbard. Cushingberry guarded by Lewis. Mull near side, Furman defends him in the Taylor man-to-man. Hubbard denies a pass to Burke. Cushingberry near side perimeter, right hand drive, spins in the lane, trying to tuck underneath Lewis, who stays planted down. Burke an open 3, front rim, left side rim, back of the glass, and then finally rolls off. That had soft bounces all over the place, just never bounced home. Trying to get to the baseline left is Hubbard. McKeeman cuts him off. Cushingberry to help. Taylor spins the ball near side Furman. Coming to the free throw line is Hubbard and takes the bounce pass. Hand off to Yoon. Floater over Mull, banks it in. Nicely done for Yoon. First basket of the day for Gavin and the Trojans on a 4-0 spurt. They trail by 7 with 3:38 and counting in the first half. Cushingberry slows it down. Lewis guarding him. Left block pass. Asia spins. Hubbard comes up and beats the shot, but they're going to get Hahn for an arm bar on the lower back of David Asia. First on Hahn, number 6 against Taylor. And Asia to the line for 2 as Hubbard had a great weak side defensive read to come up and blast the shot away from Asia. Asia's made a killing at the line the last couple of games. Misses this one here. Comes in shooting 76% on the season. Averages 5 made free throws a game and 7 trips to the line. Cushingberry out. Nalon Thompson back in for USF. And a sub for Asia if he can make the second free throw, and he does. That gets him to 8 points to lead the game. And Elwer checks out. So now is the time for the Trojans, down by 8, with 40 points going to the bench for USF in the form of Cushingberry and David Asia. Lewis, Hubbard, Furman, Yoon, Hahn. The Trojans starting 5 on the floor right here. Lewis finds the cutting Hubbard free throw line. Elwer guards him. Looking Hahn's way, whips it left side to Furman. Puts on the deck, gone around Mull. 2 defenders there, throws it back. Hahn snatches it away from the defense. Right side circles where Hubbard operates. Goes in, Thompson comes to defend. Low pass in. Who was it last touched by? It was last touched by Mull as Hubbard tried to sneak that one through on the baseline to Yoon. Stays with the Trojans with 3 to shoot. That was a tough call because both Yoon and Mull were right there where the ball was passed. Lewis to get it in far baseline. Taylor shoots on the basket to our right. Furman, flare screen, got Mull in the air. Left side 3, bang for Caden Furman. The Trojan students to our right. The football team tried to will that one home, and that's exactly what they did. And the Trojans now trail by 5 on Furman's second triple this afternoon. Mull guarded by Hubbard, shaking, baking. Thompson measures a 3 off the back of the rim, and Hubbard gathers in the miss. Thompson just a 29% three-point shooter, 0 of 2 from downtown today. Furman feeling it left side, and the Trojan faithful can't will that one home in front of the USF bench. Still a 5-point USF lead. McKeeman bangs with Yoon, now re-engages. Yoon knocked away McKeeman, a little hesitation, left it short. Elwer with the offensive rebound and putback as he had Hahn pinned down low. Second field goal for Elwer. The Trojans back down by 7. Again, trying to cut into the deficit with the top 2 scorers for USF on the bench right now getting a rest. Cushingberry about to come back into the next dead ball for St. Francis. Lewis, right block Hubbard. Elwer has it. Trojans want a foul. Hubbard goes in. His left-hand hook sneaks in over Elwer as Hubbard bodies his way in. 9 for Hubbard. Furman goes in. His pass, or the pass from Mull, intercepted by Hahn. Near side Hubbard tried to throw it into Lewis, who stopped running, and the ball goes out of bounds. Taylor down by 5, trying to get an explosive play from left to right. As Cushingberry comes in to get Thompson, and Asia will come in as well for USF. They replace Elwer. So 42 points per game come back on the floor in a blink of an eye for between Cushingberry and David Asia. 99 seconds left to go here in the first half. Taylor, after trailing by double digits, now trails by just 5. Burke, who's knocked down a 3 today, swings it near side of the sharpshooter McKeeman. Yoon defends him. Asia left block, Yoon to help with Hahn. Asia skips it high off the fingertips of Burke and in the lap of assistant coach for Taylor, Stan Doherty. Turnover number 8 for St. Francis here in the first half. That's one below their average per game this season, which is best in the Crossroads League and third best in the country. A minute 21 left to go here in the first half. Taylor down by 5. They've trailed for the majority of this first half after their last lead was at 9-8. It's a 28-23 margin right here. Yoon wide open down the lane, but misses a left-handed finger roll as he might have been a little bit too wide open. He'll spin around and guard Mull as the sea parted for the lefty Gavin Yoon. Hahn guards Cushingberry, snuck underneath Hahn's arm, and they'll get Hahn for the foul, violating the cylinder space for the ball handler Cushingberry. That's the second on Aaron, and number 7 against Taylor. It puts USF in the 1-1 bonus. Yoon exits in place of his classmate Grant Niehaus, and now Hahn will come out as Jacob Kinsey will come in to spell him. Cushingberry, a 76% free throw shooter. A first-team All-Crossroads League selection a year ago and a third-team All-American. The front end of the 1-1 is good, as Cushingberry's got 5. Makes it a 2-possession game, a 6-point lead for St. Francis. And the second one is good as well for Antoine Cushingberry out of Warren Central High School on the east side of Indianapolis. 7-point lead for the Cougars, the 21st ranked team in the country, as they try to move their win streak to 6. Furman trying to shake away from Mull. Perimeter left is Kinsey. Got in, pivots, left side high Hubbard. Trying to take Asia to the rack, takes it away from Mull, who came knifing in to go for the steal. Furman to the volleyball line. Right side circle, Hubbard. Hands off to Furman, around the Hubbard screen to his left, back to his right. Asia takes the ball away, and here comes USF on a 1-on-3. Asia waits for reinforcements. That'll be Cushingberry, as the Trojans got a little bit sloppy there in traffic, and Asia threw that long arm out there and took it away. About 2 seconds between game and shot clock, a little over 2, as USF will slow it down here, leading by 7. And a timeout taken by the point guard Antoine Cushingberry. And the Taylor baseball team and the Taylor students and the lacrosse team down below us voicing their displeasure with the timeout. Baseball and lacrosse have to get their basketball fill in today. They both leave for Arizona coming up here in a couple of days. Baseball will leave in about less than a few hours. They're going to leave early Sunday morning to head out to Arizona to start their season. That'll start a week from today. The lacrosse team will be flying down to Florida. They will be leaving on Wednesday. So the spring sports starting to get going here during J-term. Sadly, we have to wait for softball's beginning of the season to come up in February. Golf in February as well. Their normal traditional January tournament was canceled this year down in Orlando or Jupiter, Florida. So a lot of exciting times going on for Taylor Athletics. Both basketball teams into the heart of the Crossroads League season. And indoor track and field will get going here the indoor season on Saturday. And the cheer team, who's down to our left, their first meet or competition comes up here in a couple of weeks. 2 seconds between game and shot clock. Cushingberry coming out to help Niehaus. Double team there. Got a hand on it. 3 at large. Air ball. Asia tried to put it up. No good. And then they're going to call a foul on Caden Furman. Taylor can't believe it. Furman was underneath the hoop, and then David Asia jumped on top of him. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews is beside himself. He can't believe it across from us. That's the second on Furman and the 8th one against Taylor in the half. A 1-and-1 for Asia. Or no, they're going to call us a shooting foul, and Asia misses the first one. They're going to say that he was in the act of shooting on the tip. At large exits. Burke back in. 4.5 seconds left. Asia trying to make it an 8-point USF lead. He's gone 1 for 2 every time he's been to the line today, except here where he misses both. And the Trojan students let the refs hear it. Long 3, Hubbard trying to will it in. It's an air ball as he pulled up from the volleyball line. So an interesting end to the first half as St. Francis leads Taylor by 7, 30-23. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Back inside Odell Arena at the break. Excuse me, it is a 30-23 lead for number 21 St. Francis over Taylor. USF shot the ball beautifully for a long stretch of that first half before going cold to end the opening 20 minutes. USF shoots 44% from the floor, 31% from 3, and they were just 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They came in 77% from the stripe. That's the second best mark in the Crossroads League. Taylor, meanwhile, struggled to shoot the ball in the opening 20 minutes, 36% from the floor, just 3 of 12 from 3 for 25%, and Taylor was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. No one got to double figures in the first half. The Trojans had the leading scorer in the opening half with Jason Hubbard, who poured in 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting, just 1 of 4 from three-point range, and he made both of Taylor's free throws in the first half. 6 points for Caden Furman on 2 of 5 shooting, all threes, all taken, all made. 4 points off the bench for Grant Niehaus, who's the only Taylor reserve to score in the first half this afternoon. 2 points for Yoon, 2 points for Lewis. Playing but not scoring in the first half were Aaron Hahn, Jeff Clayton, and Jacob Kinsey. On the other side for St. Francis, they were led by their second leading scorer on the year, David Asia. He had 8 points on 2 of 2 shooting, both threes, but he went just 2 of 6 from the free throw line after going 12 for 15 from the stripe in their win Tuesday against Marion. Their leading scorer on the year, Antoine Cushingberry, had 6 points on just 2 of 6 shooting in the first half, 0 of 2 from 3 and 2 of 2 from the line. 5 points for Dan McKeeman, made to 3 in the first half and 2 field goals. Jalen Mull, their third leading scorer, had 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. And 4 points off the bench for Tyson Elwer, and 3 points for Zane Burke on a three-point basket. Braden Bailey, Garrett Outlarge, and Naylon Thompson all participated in the first half, but did not score. Taylor was out-rebounded by 8 in the first half, 19-11, including 4-0 on the offensive glass. That led to just 2 second chance points for St. Francis. Leading rebounder in the first half for St. Francis was Asia with 8. He's their leading man in the year on the category. Aaron Hahn led Taylor in the first half with 5 boards. Jason Hubbard also chipped in 4. St. Francis assisted on 7 of their 11 field goals, with 3 of them coming from David Asia, who averages just 1 assist per game this season. Their leading assist man, Cushingberry's got a couple. 3 assists for Jackson Lewis on the Taylor 5 on their 9 baskets. 2 blocks in the first half, 2 from Hubbard, 1 block for USF. That was the property of Mull. Each team with 5 steals. Mull had 3 of them for St. Francis, 2 apiece for the Taylor cause of Yoon and Lewis. Taylor's biggest lead was 3 after a 5-0 run turned a 2-0 hole into a 5-2 Taylor lead. St. Francis's biggest lead was 11, and Taylor went knocking on the door. They trailed 25-14 and then closed the first half on a 9-5 spurt. Had a couple more opportunities to get even closer, just could not find the bottom of the net. Other numbers of note, Taylor turned it over 8 times in the first half, so did St. Francis. And points off the turnovers, 4-2 in favor of the visitors. Points in the paint goes USF's way at 14-12. And the St. Francis bench outscored the Taylor bench by a 7-4 margin. We had 1 tie and 6 lead changes in that first half. The last lead change was the start of a 7-0 run, which eventually ballooned to a 14-5 spurt for USF. They went from down 9-8 to up 15-9, and they've not looked back since. The closest Taylor got after trailing by 11 was a 3-point basket to make it 26-21, and the Trojans were outscored 4-2 to end the break after that. We'll take our last break of the halftime, and when we come back, it's time for the second half action. From here on Paul Patterson Court inside Odell Arena, this has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, it's number 21 St. Francis leading Taylor by 7. 30-23 here on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the
Some other scores from around the Crossroads League today. Taylor's next opponent, they go on the road to Indiana Wesleyan Tuesday. The Wildcats lead Mount Vernon Nazarene 39-32. That's late in the first half. No score from the Marion Spring Arbor game. Goshen leads Bethel late in the first half 35-28. And just about to start the second half, Huntington leads Grace at home 41-36. So the Foresters trying to pull off the big upset of the day. Taylor down by 7. They've got the ball to start as they go from right to left in white with Jackson Lewis, Caden Furman, Aaron Hahn, Gavin Union, Jason Hubbard who holds here. He's guarded by Brayton Bailey, rises from 15 feet off the right side of the rim. Asia soars in for his 9th rebound of the day to lead the game. Asia trying to pick up another double-double, was just a rebound shy of his 5th straight in the win Tuesday at Marion. Cushing buried on the right side of the lane. Lewis got into him. They made the basket, but they'll wave it off as Lewis gets called for the hand check. That's Jackson's second, and the first one on Taylor here in the second half. And it comes just 32 seconds into half 2. Cushingberry near side corner to the right block, and Asia. Sneaking in was Bailey, tiptoeing in. Yoon deflected it out, trying to argue his case that it went out off the hands of Bailey, as Asia gives Bailey an earful. Our officials today, the lead official, the crew chief is Greg Garrettson, Luther Palmer, and Jared Adler. Round out the officiating crew today. Cushingberry around the screen, rises for a 3 and cashes it in over Lewis. First made 3 of the day for Antoine Cushingberry. He's got 9. That gives him the most for a USF player. This one goes off of Yoon's hands, and another bad pass leads to a Taylor turnover. 10-point USF lead. Their biggest lead of the day was 11 at 25-14. Taylor cut it down to 5 before settling for that 7-point halftime deficit. Off-ball foul against David Asia of USF as he was jostling with Hahn on the block. First one on Asia, first one against USF here in half 2. So we played 59 seconds. Both teams have racked up a foul. And Cushingberry's cashed in on a 3. He comes in shooting 44% from downtown, was just 1 for 5 in the win Tuesday at home against Marion. Hubbard, handoff to Furman, now top of the key. Hahn fakes a 3. Right side hash mark. Lewis, Asia guards Yoon, who now bounces it off to Hahn. Still plenty of time to work. Hahn almost lost it, trying to go up and under on Mull, couldn't get there. Far sideline Yoon, trying to figure out what to do with Asia defending. Spins it in with 4, ripping baseline was Hubbard, and Bailey will bail out the Trojans with 3 seconds to shoot with his 3rd personal foul of the day. Second time that's happened to Bailey today. First time was against Yoon in the first half, or Niehaus, when Bailey had his hands outstretched and the rip-through move got the reach-in foul. This time, Bailey cuts off the spin move from Hubbard, which he likes to go and then go in for a dunk. Lewis, a 3, will spin off the left side of the rim. Good look there for Lewis as Bailey comes in and snatches the rebound away from Asia. Beautiful stop and start from Cushingberry. Out to Mull. League logo, turns and spins. Cushingberry looking for a second 3 of the half, and the same spot and the same result for Antoine Cushingberry. Had just 6 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Goes bang, bang from 3 to start. And it's a 6-0 Cushingberry start to the second half, and USF has their biggest lead of the afternoon at 13. Hahn, 1 dribble handoff to Hubbard. Turns the corner on Asia and lays it in with a reverse layup from left to right as Hubbard in double figures with 11 to get Taylor on the board. They trail by 11. Cushingberry off balance, bumped by Lewis, and smartly done by Cushingberry to chuck it up there at the rim, and he'll get 2 shots out of it. Third one on Jackson Lewis. Second one on Taylor here in the half. And he'll send Cushingberry back to the line for 2. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews wanting an explanation, wondering how that's a shot. They'll give Cushingberry 2 free throws, and he switches the first. He has scored all 7 of USF's points here in the second half so far. Lewis out with those 3 personal fouls. His freshman guard mate Jacob Kinsey will come in. Kinsey with some tape around that left wrist and left thumb area. Cushingberry, the 2-time All-American, gets the roll off the front rim. He has scored the first 8 points for USF here in the half. He has got 8. Jason Hubbard's got 2. And the Trojans trail USF 37-25 with the ball. Hubbard defended by Asia, trying to force him to his left. He goes baseline all right with an aggressive right-hand dribble. Jump stop, fumbled outside to Hahn. Blow bys Bailey. Hesitation, Asia bumps him on the baseline, and that's the second one on the big fella. Nice little hesitation, beautiful hesitation there from Hahn against his former team. Little shoulder shake, little head fake, and got him to the baseline, and that's number 2 on David Asia. And the 4th one against St. Francis here in the half. Furman tried to lean in a 3 in front of his bench, couldn't get there. Taylor's Jeff Clayton wanting a foul on his teammate's forearm as Cushingberry wheels to the front court. Now defending with with Kinsey, and now Cushingberry called for the push-off with the left hand. First one on him, number 5 against St. Francis here in the half. As 12th-year USF head coach Chad Lacrosse, unhappy, claps his hands in frustration. Lacrosse wanted the travel called on the other end. All-time winningest coach at St. Francis and named to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame 2022 Silver Anniversary Team for the 1997 East Noble High School grad and an Indiana All-Star. Yoon, wide open, Caden Furman, left side 3 is money. Third triple for Caden Furman, and just like that, the Trojans get it back down to 10. Mull attacks and whips it near side. Bailey, McKeeman catch and shoot 3, and that one was too easy as the Trojans came out with their hands down. McKeeman answers the Furman 3 with the second of the afternoon. Timeout St. Francis, a 30-second stoppage as their lead goes back to 13 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
So Cushingberry scores the first 8 points of the second half for St. Francis. McKeeman cashes in on a 3, and the Trojans have been outscored 11-5 here in the second half, and they trail by 13. Hahn, the Kinsey high right side with McKeeman with his hands on it. Floats it into Hubbard, right side guarded by Bailey, who's got the 3 personal fouls. Spaces open up. Hubbard trying to bully ball with Bailey. Double team McKeeman. Ball knocked away nicely by McKeeman and stolen. And now it's Asia. Near side Cushingberry. Angles left hand. Top of the key McKeeman. Open from 3 and his bench couldn't believe that he didn't let it fly. Left block. This is back down. This is a nice pass inside right block. Mull from Bailey. His shot thwarted from behind by Hahn. An extra pass and then Hahn swats that one away. Hahn will exit. Jeff Clayton will make his first second half appearance for Taylor as the Trojans try to defeat St. Francis for just the 3rd time under head coach Josh Andrews, who's in his 9th season. The two teams split the season series a year ago, both winning on their home floor. Cushingberry misses his first shot of the second half, but no one boxed him out and he laid it in from the left side block. 16 for Cushingberry, 10 of the first 13 for USF here in half number 2, and their lead is as biggest of the afternoon at 15. I think Cushingberry knocks it out of play, remains here with Taylor, and it brings us to a media timeout. 15:54 left to go in the second half. It is all USF right now as they've outscored Taylor by 8, 13-5 in half 2, and they have a 15-point lead here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
The first 4 minutes and change have belonged to number 21 St. Francis here in the second half. They've outscored Taylor 13-5. The Cougars shooting 4 of 6 from the floor, a perfect 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Taylor just 2 of 5 from the field and 1 of 3 from 3. Furman, Yoon, Kinsey, Clayton, and Hubbard, two of those non-starters. Those would be Clayton and Kinsey for Taylor. They've got the ball. They shoot on the basket to our left there in white. USF defends man-to-man in black. Near sideline Furman, volleyball line Yoon, bouncing off far side Kinsey. 9 to shoot. They look Hubbard's way, and they'll bounce it in as Bailey guards him inside the right side arc. 5 on a crab dribble. Yoon contested 3 over Mull. Will beat the shot clock and bang it in off the back of the rim. Second field goal for Yoon. 5 points for the lefty. And the Trojans down by 12 out of the media timeout. Can they get a stop here? That's the one thing they've been unable to do here in the second half. Clayton fronts Asia on the right block, so USF has to spin it away from him. Cushingberry, defended by Kinsey. Step into 3 off the right side of the rim. Clayton there, but an off-ball foul looks to be going against Taylor's Gavin Yoon. For getting a piece of the USF man he was trying to box out, got a little too aggressive. That's the second on Gavin and number 3 against Taylor. So after that great one-on-one defense for the contested 3 of Cushingberry by Kinsey, USF keeps the ball. Mull will get it in, but the pass is blocked on the baseline by the 7-foot wingspan of Hubbard. Furman trying to go end-to-end through contact, and that's an easy charge on Caden Furman. Furman had Hubbard cutting down the middle of the lane. It was McKeeman who took it, and McKeeman slow to get back up to our left. That's the 3rd on Furman and the 4th on Taylor here in the second half, as McKeeman stood his ground and got run into by Caden Furman. McKeeman back to his feet. That's good to see as he rubs the back of his head. Hubbard was screaming for the ball as he was coming down the middle of the lane. Could kind of sense that maybe he was going to open up for a fast break dunk. Furman took it in, and McKeeman read that thing beautifully and got himself outside the restricted area and took the charge. 5 minutes into the second half, USF leads by 12. They've led by as many as 13. Mull spins. Hubbard denies a look. Near side to Bailey, holds the ball over his head and goes right elbow extended Asia. Guarded by Clayton, ripping with the right hand, and they'll get Jeff for the reach in again, and Jeff is beside himself. That's the 3rd on Clayton and the 5th against Taylor here in the second half. And Clayton's been bit the same time each way. He's been guarding Asia with his hands out and forward instead of side to side, and Asia feels it, goes right in and rips on it. It's almost the same thing that Taylor's done when they felt Bailey for USF has defended the Trojans. Hahn and Grant Niehaus come in for the Trojans. Hahn will guard Asia in the near side corner. Asia backs him out. Hubbard comes up, ties him up, and that held ball will hold it here with USF. Beautiful collapsing defense from Hubbard. That's the second time that Jason's done that to Asia. And now we'll see if Mull can get in, and he does as Cushingberry got away from Kinsey and lays it in with the right hand on the left side of the glass. 18 for Cushingberry, 12 here in the second half. He has scored 12 of the 15 for USF. The visiting Cougars take a 14-point lead. Hubbard spins away from the baseline right as Bailey defends him. Kinsey open, drives, spins, league logo, off-balance shot, off the left side of the rim. Niehaus came crashing in, but couldn't keep it away from 3 USF players. Asia with his 10th board. Mull from up top, gets the baseline left and circles back out on the far side perimeter. St. Francis shooting on the basket to our right. Bailey gives it away quickly, and then near sideline Cushingberry, who scored 12 here in the half. Quick passing down low. Asia had it poked away from Hahn, got it back, and Asia turns around and floats it in to get 10 points even. That's the 5th double-double now for David Asia in the last 6 games. And the lead balloons are the biggest of the afternoon for St. Francis. They lead by 16 with 13 and a half minutes left to go in the second half. Asia guards Hubbard, bangs, right-hand floater, easy work for Jason Hubbard. 13 for Jason, 30-second timeout by Taylor. Offense has been off the mark, and the USF offense heating back up. They're shooting an even 50% from the floor. 30-second timeout with Taylor down by 14.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
St. Francis has outscored Taylor 17-10 here in the first 6.5 minutes of the second half. They're shooting 6 of 9 from the floor and 3 of 3 from downtown. Asia just picked up his double-double, goes to the baseline, knocked out of his hands by Hahn and Hubbard. The Taylor students down below us wanted that one to go back to their fellow classmates away. Instead, it'll stay here with the visitors from Fort Wayne. 18 to shoot for USF. They lead by 14, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Mull trying to get on the baseline right, just beats the 5-second clock to find Asia in the near side corner. Neon orange shoes, Mull three-point shot off the right side of the rim. That's their first miss from 3 here this afternoon. Mull's scoring woes continue, just 9 points or less in the last 3 games coming in. He scored just 4 here today. Hubbard backs down the smaller Bailey, now accelerates, jump stop, kicks to Lewis, wanted to swing it to the corner, passed up an open look at 3. Hahn almost traveled up top, kept that plant foot down his right. 9 to shoot as Hubbard holds right side circle. Around the right side, Hahn screen. Asia defends. Hubbard gets into his body with 5, with 4. Hahn with 3. Long to right side. Right rim, no. Yoon reaches over his head, goes back up, but his left-handed putback was too strong from point-blank distance on the left block. An excellent rebound for Yoon, just couldn't get the putback finish. Mull, straightaway 3-ball, front rim hard, and Hubbard soars over the world to haul in the miss. 0 of 3 is Mull from 3-point distance today. He's now 1 of 8 from distance in the last 2 games. Hubbard from the free throw line draws the reach-in foul on Brayton Bailey. He can't believe it. It's the 4th on 22 in black. And that'll bring Bailey's afternoon to a stop for the time being with 12:15 remaining in the second half. Hubbard to the line for 2. He's been the only Trojan to attempt a free throw here this afternoon. And he misses that one off target left with 1 more to come. Yoon out for Taylor, Furman in. Asia and Bailey out. Tyson Elwer and Zane Burke will make their first second half appearances. Asia's been fantastic today. 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from distance. 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists for the all-league player. Second one good for Hubbard, 14 points for Jason. Furman with 9, no one else with more than 5. Yoon with 5, Niehaus with 4, Lewis with 2. That has been it as the offense has been limited today. Beautiful move left side, and getting in on a reverse layup is Jalen Mull with a little hesitation, dribble, and a spin. 49-34 the USF lead, the 15-point advantage. Long pass, Hahn able to deflect it and gather it in, try to go baseline left on McKeeman. McKeeman cut him off, and Taylor reverses to the far side. Hubbard hands off Furman, 3 as Mull went underneath, and Furman makes him pay. Furman with his 4th triple of the afternoon moves him to 12 points, second Trojan in double figures. And the 12 points match the Trojan deficit, and an off-ball foul called against St. Francis. Tyson Elwer with the moving screen. That's his 2nd and the 7th one against USF, and that puts the Trojans, or is it the 6th? So make it their 6th, though the Trojans not in the 1-and-1 penalty just yet. But knocking on the door with 11:30 left, Taylor screams for a reach-in on Cushingberry that doesn't come. Niehaus, jump stop, and he traveled. Good help defense by Elwer. Poked his hand in there, and that made Niehaus travel to not want to lose the ball on a strip. Both teams have turned it over 12 times today. That's 3 more than the USF average on the season, which is the best in the league and 3rd best in the country. But they have shot the ball beautifully today at 49%. Mull, right angle, got away from Hubbard. Left side, Burke had a 3 in the first half. He won't get 1 in the second. It skips off the rim, and Elwer couldn't haul it in as they had to fight with 2 Trojans to get it. Hubbard, near side, now waits for reinforcements. 11:02 to go, second half. Taylor down by 12. Lewis fakes a three, trying to shake away from Cushingberry. USF screams for a travel. Hubbard pulls from three, near side no, comes back and gets his own miss. He goes baseline left, right around Cushingberry for a right-hand finish. 16 for Jason Hubbard, 7 here in the half. And the Trojans back down by 10, the closest they've been here in some time. 10:35 to go in the second half. McKeeman straightaway volleyball line. Left side high, Cushingberry guarded by Lewis down the lane. Floats it near side to Mull, and it's a block on Hubbard, whose heels were inside the restricted area. He couldn't believe it as he popped up from his seated position. A grimace from Hubbard as he looks for an explanation. And they're going to tell him that he was in the restricted area. First on Jason, 6 on Taylor in the half. Elwer out, Asia back in for St. Francis. Cougar head coach Chad Lacrosse sensing he needs the big man back out there. 5-second call's got to come quick as they almost got it on Mull. And he just chucked it to the backcourt, beating the 5-second clock by the skin of his teeth. Mull with a head of steam. Near side, McKeeman. Taylor leaves him open. McKeeman can't cash in from three, and Hahn there with the miss. Up the floor, Furman, open three ball, no! Off the right side of the rim from the far side of the floor. That could have cut the Trojan deficit to 7. Cushingberry fakes, step back, Niehaus defends. Mull right side circle, wanting to give it back to Cushingberry as the chant is defense from the Taylor crowd. We've dipped below 10 minutes to go, second half. It's a 10-point USF lead. They've led by as many as 15. Mull weaving, Cushingberry three, shot clock dwindling down. Hubbard trying to get to it, trying to play keep away from Burke, who back taps it as Taylor looks for a over and back call that won't come because Taylor touched it first. Then the Trojans steal it with nifty handwork from Grant Niehaus. Near side Furman trying to blow by Burke, got an angle, far side Lewis, and before Lewis could let the 3-point shot go, it's a foul on the floor against St. Francis underneath the hoop. Lewis took it and made it. That's good to see a ball go in for Jackson from deep. Fouls on Dan McKeeman, his first, number 7 against St. Francis. And with 9:30 left to go in the second half, the Trojans have entered the 1-1 bonus. First trip to the line for Taylor from someone not named Jason Hubbard. It'll be Caden Furman. First of 2. No, actually made the first of a 1-1. Skipped it off the front rim short. A rare miss for the 87% three-point shooter. Still a 10-point USF lead. Big possession here as Taylor tries to once again get the ball back and still try to cut into the deficit and make it single digits. For the first time since early on in the second half. Cushingberry's been dynamic in the half. He spins it off to Mull, who travels on the left side high. Niehaus came in to help out defensively on the electric Antoine Cushingberry, and now a technical foul is called against St. Francis head coach Chad Lacrosse. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews called for the timeout, and the tee came quickly to the St. Francis head man. And so 2 free throws for Furman. Another opportunity to try to cut into this 10-point Taylor hole. Left the first one of a 1-1 a few moments ago short. He's got 2 here. The first is good. 13 for Furman. Trying to draw Taylor to within 8. Those gold Nike shoes. Furman front rim, gets it off the glass. 14 for the Trojans. And a timeout on the floor. Taylor trailed this half by as many as 15. They now trail by 8 with 9:09 left to go in the second half. Taylor ball out of the timeout.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Taylor, after being hit by a Cushingberry freight train to start this half, as Lewis will get fouled as Cushingberry went for the foul, or went for the steal, as Lewis let that ball hang out behind him, and then Cushingberry slipped and made contact with the back of Lewis's legs. What I was saying was after Taylor trailed by as many as 15 in the half, they've now battled back to trail by 8, and a 1-1 chance here for Jackson Lewis. Shooting just 52% on his freshman season, the first one good for him, and that's his first points here of the second half. Taylor looking for their third win against St. Francis under the direction of head coach Josh Andrews. Both have come here at home. And now Taylor down by 6, the closest they've been since they trailed by 7 to start this second half off. Cushingberry, perimeter left. Lewis will knock the ball away clean, and now the Trojans can cut into the deficit once again with 8:50 to go second half. Turnover number 14 for St. Francis, the least turnover-prone team in the league. Hubbard against Asia, right side. The Taylor Trojans will spin it near side in the USF man-to-man. Hubbard fakes the handoff to Niehaus, turns and faces the basket with 10. Furman, Mull cuts him off, baseline left, 7 to shoot. Double team there. Furman comes, spinning, fading away, hand in his face, front rim. He won't get the roll, and Taylor's got to fall back defensively. McKeeman hauls in the miss for USF as their lead remains at 6. They go to Asia, mid-post left against Hahn. Hubbard comes out. They found Mull right side who lays it in, up and over the helping Niehaus. Beautiful find by David Asia, who picks up his 5th assist of the afternoon as he felt the help defense coming from Hubbard. Taylor's deficit back up to 8. Furman rips it away from Mull. Right corner, they leave Hubbard open for a 3. Near side to Lewis on the dish. Less than 8 to go second half. Furman rips and had an angle away from Mull, and he'll be called for a pushback as he put that left hand on the back of Jalen Mull and pushed him. The 4th one on Furman. The Taylor fans don't like it, but you could see it from up here as Furman put that left hand right below the blue 2 on the back of Mull's uniform and gave him a little push. So Furman out. Gavin Yoon comes back in. 30-second timeout here for St. Francis. They don't have any 30s left, so it's got to be a full. And actually, we had a media timeout. 8-point USF lead. They'll have the ball out of the break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
After being outscored by a ton to start this second half off, the Trojans have closed the gap. USF owns a 21-20 advantage here in the second half. Their lead is 8. St. Francis has shot 50% from the floor. They're 3 of 8 from 3, 0 of 5 since starting 3 of 3. The Trojans just 6 of 15 from the floor. The difference right now, 2 more turnovers for St. Francis, 7 to Taylor's 5. The Trojans, of course, 7 points off those miscues. USF with the ball after the Taylor turnover. Asia, left block, help comes. McKeeman chased off the arc from 3. Burke fakes, got to the right elbow extended. Near side Mull with Hubbard guarding him, 8-point USF lead. Asia has not missed a shot from the floor today, both on threes. Beautiful backdoor cut, Cushingberry, as he blew away from Lewis and laid it in with a left hand. It's been Cushingberry's second half, scoring 14 of his game-high 20 here in the second. And that puts the Taylor deficit back to 10. Left elbow Hahn, who was great against USF on this floor a year ago. Faking along to Hubbard, turns the corner, through 2 defenders, lays it in left hand. Between Cushingberry and Asia. And Taylor back to within 8, still plenty of time left, less than 7 to go. Mull High left side. Hubbard daring him to take a three. Mole's been 0 of 3 from distance. Gives off to Asia. Drives to the right hand, wants to spin back. Fakes, right hand floater. Spins off the rim. His first miss, but he gets the rebound and saves it up top to Cushingberry. Near side Mole trying to find his first three. Won't find it here as he's 0 of 4. This one missed from the near side. Rebound number 7 for Jason Hubbard as the Trojans glide to the front court with Lewis trailing by 8. 6.5 minutes as the Trojans try to pick up a marquee win here in the season, but then Mole pokes it free. Lewis goes in, goes up, and then his shot destroyed by Hubbard, but no one was able to trail and box out Cushingberry, who laid it in with a right hand uncontested at the rim. An unbelievable chase down block from Jason Hubbard, but Cushingberry continued to follow on the play and cashed in on the loose change. Back to a 10-point Taylor hole, less than 6 to go, second half. Lewis turns the corner, one hand whip to Yoon, ripping on Mole, lost it, got it back, double team there, somehow finds Hubbard in the near side. He won't let it fly from 3, dribble the ball off of his foot, Hubbard dives on the floor, he'll sweep it out of bounds as McKeeman was there to make it difficult. Tough break for the Trojans as Hubbard dribbled it off of his foot, almost got it back. McKeeman came in, and then as Hubbard tried to put one of those long paws on it, he slept the ball out of bounds, and Taylor will take a full timeout. Still a 10-point USF lead. The Trojans have been unable to get any closer than 8 or 6 here in this second half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Second half has belonged to Antoine Cushingberry, the two-time All-American for St. Francis. 16 points of his 22 have come here in the half on 6 of 9 shooting and 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. St. Francis is just 3 of 9 from the arc here in the second half, but they've been 0 of 6 after starting 3 for 3 with Cushingberry, providing 2 of those first makes when he scored the first 8 of this second half. 10-point USF lead. They whip it into Asia, right block. Hahn guarding him. Asia, big jump, left hook, too strong. Got his own miss, powers up. Hahn came in from behind, and they'll get Hahn for the foul. Tough break there for the Trojans. Actually going to call it on Hubbard, who got Asia on the arm. That's the second on Jason and the 8th one against Taylor. Now the good news for the Trojans is that Asia is 2 of 6 from the line today, including missing 2 in a row. And that'll stop here as he softly rolls in the first. 11 for Asia, picks up his 6th double-double in the last 7 games with his game-high 13 boards and 6 assists. To lead the game today, he came in averaging just 1 helper per contest. And he makes them both here. 12 for Asia, just 4 in the second half, as Cushingberry has taken over the scoring load. Taylor down by 12. They trailed by as little as 6 at 49-43. They've since been outscored 8-2. Furman. Mole cuts him off. Double team comes Asia. Falling away Furman. Saved it in to Hahn. Baseline left drive Hubbard. Double team with Asia and Mole. Throws it far side, and that one would have ended up in the second row if it wasn't for David Schulte soaring in the air to save it from the Taylor bench. 16th Taylor giveaway today. It's led to 14 USF points, including 10 here in the second half. 5 minutes left to go second half. Big defensive possession here. Asia's 3 halfway down and rattles out. And on a break the other way comes Hubbard. Jason will hit the brakes as Asia misses his first 3 of the day. Still a 12-point hole for the Trojans. Lewis crossing over right hand, one-hand whip, fall away, left corner three ball. Yoon off the top of the backboard after he missed that one long. And the three-point shooting woes continue for Taylor, just 6 of 20 from beyond the arc today. USF not much better, just 7 of 23. Mull, right side, backdoor cut. McKeeman blew away from Yoon with his back turned. That's the second time that's happened to a Trojan guard defender here in the half, as McKeeman gets a double figures with 10, and the Trojans trail by 14. Since cutting it to 6 on those two Jackson Lewis free throws, as Hubbard will miss a turnaround jump shot long right side. McKeeman with the board. USF has outscored Taylor 10-2 to go back ahead by double digits. Mull, right side circle, has been dreadful from 3 today. Drives. Hubbard cuts him off. McKeeman, who's been dazzling from 3, gives away to Cushingberry. Crossing over. Lewis poked it away. Ball free, but McKeeman pounces on it. And now it's an odd man rush coming in. Mull, who was back on the baseline and lays it in uncontested as the Trojans are ready to run the other way. Mull, despite going 0 of 4 from 3, is in double digits with 10 for the first time in the last 3 games. It's the 4th double-figure score for USF. Their lead is at 16, and it stays that way as Hubbard misses a turnaround shot from just in front of the rim with Asia defending. 61-45 the USF lead with 3:18 to go here in the second half. They come in averaging 88 points per game. The problem is the Trojan offense has not been efficient today. Lewis comes in, smacks the ball hard, fouls Cushingberry as he comes to help him up. Cushingberry helped up by his teammate Burke. That's number 4 on Lewis. 9th one on Taylor here in this second half. Lewis, the second Trojan, with 4 personal fouls. And Taylor will take a full timeout. Since cutting it to 6, so those 2 Lewis free throws, it's been all St. Francis. They've outscored Taylor 12-2, and they've taken a 16-point lead with 3 minutes left to go here in the second half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
The difference right here in the second half, the Trojans, even though USF has almost doubled their season average in turnovers with 15 on the afternoon. Taylor's given away 16 times. It's led to 14 USF points, 8 second half Taylor turnovers, and 10 USF points. As Cushingberry to the line for 2 free throws, where he's a perfect 3 of 3 today. And that will change here, missing that one long off the back rim. He has scored 16 of his game-high 22 here in the second half. The second one is perfect. 23 for Cushingberry, 2 above his season average. And it's now a 13-2 USF run since Taylor cut the deficit down to 6. The deficit has ballooned to 17 with 3 to go here in the second half. Furman, perimeter left, guarded by Cushingberry, who swipes at the ball. Coming to help is Bailey as Furman wrapped around a Hubbard screen, spots for a 3 and hits it from deep on the near side. Furman was 17. The problem is he and Hubbard have combined to score almost over half of the Trojan points. No one with more than 5 points after those two. 4 double-figure scores for USF, including this guy, Asia, who has his shot swatted away from Hahn. 14-point Taylor deficit, 2:32 left to go after Taylor had made it 6 with 2 Jackson Lewis free throws. But USF turned on the offensive firepower and it put the lead back to double figures. Double team, down to Bailey, head fake, couldn't get Hubbard to bite, outside to Asia. He'll bluff a 3, step in from 15 feet left side and miss it long. And the rebound is the property of the Trojans, Aaron Hahn. His 8th rebound today to tie Hubbard for team high honors. Crossover Lewis, shaking away from McKeeman, fade away 3, Hahn over Asia is perfect. First basket of the day for Aaron Hahn. And that draws the Trojans to within 11 with 2:08 to go second half. Big triple there from Aaron Hahn. Timeout on the floor, Taylor. We're back after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Special shout out to all you folks watching on YouTube of the Trojan Sports Network today, particularly those of you folks dealing with a little COVID-19 and the quarantine right now. Hope you all get better soon and can't wait to see you back out here inside Odell Arena. And all over the world for that matter as well, as COVID-19 is starting to rear its ugly head up here once again in January. Full court press after the 3 from Furman has drawn Taylor to within 11. A lollipop pass from Cushingberry will find the hands of Mull. Taylor trying to get the half-court trap. Mull blows right by it. Now they'll flip it out to the near the half-court line at Antoine Cushingberry. Less than 2 to go, second half. USF with the ball. They lead by 11. They've led by as many as 17 here in the second half. Mull left side. Jabbing, does not want to take a 3, goes baseline left around Hubbard, reverse layup off the high glass and gets it to go. Pretty move from Jalen Mull. Just 6 of 13 today, but timely baskets for Mull. Pushes the USF lead back up to 13. Furman got McKeeman to fall down. Hubbard hands off back to Furman. 86 seconds left. Furman loses it right into the hands of Burke, who will spin away on the near sideline, and then USF will slow it down. 1:18 left as St. Francis will have Mull dribbling left side. Hubbard wraps him up. That's the 3rd on Jason, the 10th one on the Trojans. Puts USF into the double bonus with 72 seconds remaining here in regulation time. So I'll put Jalen Mull to the line. Mull in double figures with 12. Had scored 9 or less points in 3 straight games as he swishes the first free throw here. Now, that's not to say he's shot the ball poorly. This didn't take a lot of shots the last 3 games. Had shot above 60% in 2 out of the last 3. And he's got 13, and now he's got 14 on 2 made free throws. Mull, an excellent free throw shooter at 85%. Back to a 15-point lead for USF with 65 seconds left. Lewis shaking and baking, knifing in. Near side, Niehaus will measure a 3 and hit it from the near side. First 3 for Niehaus, first scoring of the second half for Grant. And it looks like we have a clock malfunction. The Niehaus 3 is just his 5th one of the season, the 8th of his year-and-a-half career. And they'll put the time back to an even minute on the second half clock, I think. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews will take this time to huddle his team up for a quick timeout to try to figure out the clock situation here. 4 scores in double figures today for USF, led by Antoine Cushingberry's game high 23. Came in as the top scorer for the Cougars, 17th best in the country, 2nd best in the league. He has been absolutely dynamic here in the second half. Scored the first 8 points of the half for USF, 2 threes and a 2-point shot, and scored 10 of the first 13 for the Cougars to really blow this thing open after Taylor had cut the deficit down to 7 at halftime. The Trojans cut it to 3 here, but not enough defensive stops. And USF pushed it back to a double-figure lead in almost the blink of an eye. Hubbard will tie up Cushingberry across from us. That's Jason's 4th. USF already in the double bonus, and so they're hoping for some free throw misses here from the junior from Indianapolis, who's in his 4th season at USF, Antoine Cushingberry. Him, Asia, and Mull have all reclassified. They look to be planning to use their extra year of eligibility brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Makes the first and makes the second. 25 for Cushingberry, 19 here in the second half. And Taylor back down by 15. Lewis tiptoes the baseline, throws it in, stolen by Mull, and before he went out of bounds, calls a timeout standing on his right tippy toe. Timeout for USF. It's got to be a full timeout because that's all that they have left. 31 7/10 of a second left to go here. St. Francis is that much a time away from picking up their 6th straight win and their 16th one of the season. They lead Taylor 69-54.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now we're ready to start play again. USF has outscored Taylor by 7, 38-31 here in the second half. And the Trojans are going to hold St. Francis as of now, as Niehaus will foul Cushingberry in the backcourt. That's Grant's first. Cushingberry back to the line for 2. As of now, USF is going to get held 20, right now they're 20 points below their season average, which is 88 points, tops in the Crossroads League, 11th best in the country. And Cushingberry makes the first to get it to a 19 below the average. USF will empty the bench. Garrett Otlarge, who played 1 rotation in the first half. Zach Latham, along with Ridley Zolman. Nayland Thompson, who we saw in the first half. First time we see him here in the second. And Cushingberry remains out there as Thompson waits for him to make the second free throw. We also see Tyson Elwer back here in the second half. But just like they did on Tuesday, as Cushingberry makes the second free throw, it has been predominantly the starters doing the damage for USF. In their 70-63 win Tuesday, the USF starting five scored 69 of their 70 points. And tonight, the USF starters, I think, are going to score all of the points here in the second half. They lead by 16. Shot clock is turned off. Far sideline, Lewis around the Hahn screen, off of Hahn's fingertips. And that'll send it back to St. Francis on the 19th turnover by Taylor today. The Trojans hold St. Francis 10 percentage points below their season average shooting the 3-ball and 18 points below their season average scoring. But the Trojans held 11 points below their scoring average, and they'll fall today by a final of 70-54. That gives the Trojans their 4th loss in the last 5 games and 7th of their last 9. USF picks up their 6th straight win, and they move to 16-4 on the year. We'll take a break and come back with the Ivanhoe's post-game show next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGA.
Back inside Odell Arena, Ivanhoe's postgame show, Rick Johnson and the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. You guys trailed by 7, and then it was an Antoine Cushingberry show, scoring 10 of their first 13 in the second half. You guys cut it to 6 at 49-43. What led to that difference there in the last couple of minutes after you got this place really going with the juice and only down by 6?
Yeah, tough break there. You know, we talk like they play in some runs. They score 88 points a game, I believe, on the season. They can really score in bunches, so they're a tough team to hold down. Our offense needed to be better, but the stretch there, 49-43, we just felt like the ball stuck a little bit. Our movement and our execution wasn't as good as we wanted to be. I believe we had several live ball turnovers in that stretch, and it opened it up. I'd have to go back and see film, but we needed to be sharper during that stretch, and I think we had a chance to have a response. They're very good. They know how they play. We had some good things go on, but we didn't do right long enough. I thought the turnovers really hurt us.
They both halves, it seemed, that they got going really well, and then they cooled off towards the end of it. They shot 46% in the second half. Like you mentioned, you held them 18 points below their season average. The problem is you were held 11 points below your scoring season average. Is that where it just kind of – you and I have talked about this a lot. The system that you're running currently is similar to what you see Virginia run, and we've seen Virginia get into some trouble this year. If they can't score, you're going to play a game like this, and you're going to come up on the losing end. How do you try to get the offense turning around to make it to when you cut it to 6, then you make it to 4 and 2, and then like we said for years, you're playing with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, we're not trying to play as methodical as Virginia would and play in the late shot clock. Some of that is that these guys are able to guard us, and we want to take really good shots. So we'll take early shots if they're open in the open floor. We had a few tonight. Could have used some more. And it comes down to being efficient and scoring it. I think 19 turnovers is a tough one to overcome. We need more possessions. Can't have that many empty possessions against a team that good, have the opportunity that we need. So we want to score it more. I'd like to have gotten to the line more, play with a little more power. They're small and quick, so they beat you to spots, and they smother you in different spots on the floor. So we didn't get in the paint, finish the way we want. We had to try to score over them. Had a handful of those and didn't make them, and we needed those to go. So overall, it's an efficiency and an execution thing, and I'd like to have a little more firepower in the front half of the first half and the same in the second half, and just didn't. Things we'll analyze as a staff, but if we clean up some turnovers, get a couple other stops, get another guy hot, we're right there.
Now defensively, you guys held St. Francis well below their league-leading three-point shooting percentage, almost 10 points below their season average in three-point shooting, and you forced them to turn it over 6 more times, which are the best at in the conference. What led to that defensive stalwart today to make life difficult for them? And you guys are getting hands in a lot of passing lanes to force those turnovers.
No, it's not that our guys are proud of our guys' effort. Our guys played really hard, and they had to play really hard. We bothered some guys, and we tried to muddy it up on Ija and make it tough because he can, you know how good of a player he is and what he can get done. He had a few second chance opportunities that hurt us. We guarded well, and then he got it back, and it hurt. So we were flying around and doing some good things that way. We're proud of our guys. Our guys have been committed to their defensive effort and their execution together. If we can fine-tune the offensive side, have a little more courage and confidence in terms of finding scores, then this team's going to be a tough out. We got some time to do it.
You talked about offensively, another 18 points from Jason Hubbard, 17 for Furman. He shot the ball really well in the second half. Is that the biggest thing offensively that your team's lacking right now, is that third score? I'm not saying they need to come out and get 20 a night, but a double-figure score.
Yeah, no, we need that. We need a third guy to score it, and unless those two guys are able to go for that big, and we just want the group to be able to score it, and we've got it there. We have enough. We don't have overwhelming scoring ability, but we've got some sharp skill sets and some guys that put the ball in the hole. So as a staff, we've got to do a better job freeing those guys up, filling them with confidence, and then they got to go do it on their own. Had a handful of good looks that didn't go. We needed them to go. A couple at the rim we needed to go. But if we could have a three-headed monster, to say it that way, in scoring, that makes us a much tougher out.
You look at what they put out there today. They had 4 in double figures, but you made life difficult for Mull. Cushingberry was 8 and 15. Asia was just 3 of 8, and he came in after a couple of monster scoring performances. So defensively, you guys are right there. It's the offense piece that is probably missing right now from bringing the whole thing together.
Sure. Yeah, they're very good. It's easier said than done. Our guys want to score it, and we want to score the basketball. We're continuing to work there, continuing to grow that in our understanding of how we have to play off of each other. Again, proud of the effort. Hats off to St. Francis. They're very good. They were locked in. They were ready to go, and we needed to play really well today. We didn't quite play well enough to win that game.
Thanks for the time. Good luck Tuesday at Indiana Wesleyan. We'll see you here on Saturday when you guys take on Huntington.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
That's the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews, joining us here. We're back to wrap it up next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Welcome back here inside Odell Arena as St. Francis defeats Taylor by a final today of 70-54. The Trojans hold St. Francis 18 points below their season average of 88 points, which is best in the Crossroads League and 11th best in the country. The problem, the Trojans, the third worst scoring team in the league, at 65 points, scored just 54 here this afternoon. USF had 4 in double figures, led by Antoine Cushingberry's game-high 27. He had 21 after halftime and scored 10 of the first 13 points. For the visitors, he was 6 of 9 in the second half, 2 of 3 from 3. Finished the game 8 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 5 from distance, and 9 of 10 from the stripe today. Did get bothered with turnovers, though. Cushingberry comes in averaging just 2 per game, had 5 today to just 2 assists. 14 for Jalen Mulls. He gets his first double-figure scoring game in the last 3. He was 6 of 13 from the floor, 4 of 9 in the second half. He had 10 of his 14 after halftime today. 12 for David Asia, just 4 in the second half. He struggled to shoot the ball today, just 3 of 8 from the floor. He's now 7 of 19 shooting in the last 2 games, but did knock down 2 threes both in the first half, and he was a beast on the boards, the game-high 14 to get the double-double. His 6th in his last 7 games and his 10th of the season. Dan McKeeman was the other double-figure scorer for St. Francis. He had 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting and 2 of 5 from the arc. Taylor had 2 in double figures. Jason Hubbard with 18. He had 9 in both halves. Jason was 7 of 16 from the field today, just 1 of 5 from 3. He's now 2 of 10 from distance in his last 2 games. 17 for Caden Furman. He's struggled to shoot the ball as of late. Came in averaging just 12 points and 31% shooting and 23% from 3 in his last 5 outings. Today, he had 17 points, 11 in the second half. He was 5 of 11 from the floor, 5 of 10 from 3, including a 3 of 6 shooting in the second half, and 3 of 5 from the arc after halftime as well. The problem for the Trojans, they had no one else score more than 7 points after those 2 double-figure scores. Grant Niehaus had 7 off the Taylor bench. He was the only reserve to score points today for TU. He was 3 of 5 from the floor. His 7 points came with a 3 late in the second half. 5 for Gavin Yoon. Tough break for Yoon coming off that season-high 19 on Tuesday against Spring Arbor. 4 for Jackson Lewis and 3 for Aaron Hahn. Jeff Clayton and Jacob Kinsey both played. They did not score. Kinsey the only one between those 2 guys for Taylor that attempted a shot. Others scoring for USF, 3 for Zane Burke, 4 for Tyson Elwer. But those 7 points all came in the first half as USF got all 40 of their second half points from their starters, and 63 of their 70 points came from the starting 5 as well. That's now 2 games in a row where the last 2 games, St. Francis reserves have scored a combined 8 points out of the 140 that the Cougars have scored. Rebound numbers in favor of St. Francis. They came in middle of the pack in the Crossroads League in rebound margin. They out-rebound Taylor today by 18, 38-20, including 12-2 on the offensive glass. David Asia had 14 rebounds to lead the game. That's his 6th double-double in the last 7 games and the 10th of the season. Taylor led by Jason Hubbard and Aaron Hahn, who each pulled down 8 rebounds here this afternoon. The rebounds for Hahn, 3 above his season average. USF assisted on 16 of their 24 buckets, 6 assists for David Asia, who had a fantastic line today for the Cougars, 4 for Jalen Mull. The Trojans had 11 assists on 19 hoops, 5 from Jackson Lewis, 1 above his season average, 3 as well for Jason Hubbard. 8 steals for St. Francis, 5 for Jalen Mull as he had his hands in the passing lanes today. 8 steals for Taylor, 3 for Lewis. 5 blocks for the Trojans, 3 of them coming from their leading shot blocker, Jason Hubbard. Just 1 block for USF, that was from Mull in the first half. Interesting note today, 15 turnovers for St. Francis. They average just 9 per game, which is the fewest in the Crossroads League and the third fewest in the NAIA. The problem was the Trojans scored just 9 points off of the turnovers today. Taylor gave it away 19 times, including 11 times after half. And St. Francis scored 18 points off the turnover, 14 in the second half today. So that drops, the loss today drops the Trojans to 8-11, or 7-12 overall, 3-5 in the Crossroads League. St. Francis improves to 16-4, 6-2 in the league. They have now won 6 games in a row. The Trojans have lost 4 of 5 and 7 of 10. Other scores from around the Crossroads League today. Marion dominates Spring Arbor by a final of 77-58. Huntington with the big upset win of the day. They knock off number 9 Grace to give the Lancers just their second league loss of the year. The Foresters, who Taylor will play here in their next home game a week from today, win 88-74 over Grace. 2 games going on right now, both close. Indiana Wesleyan leads Mount Vernon Nazarene by 3, 83-80 in the second half. That's over in Ohio. And Bethel leads Goshen by 3, 77-74, with 33 seconds left to go from Mishawaka. Taylor on the road Tuesday to take on cross-county foe and 7th-ranked Indiana Wesleyan. They're back here on a week from today on the 22nd of January as part of a men's and women's doubleheader with the basketball teams of Huntington. Special thanks to our crew today, Kelly Neff on camera. Kinsley Rushing was our director. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Cameron Andry. With the loss, the Trojans fall to 7-12 on the year, 3-5 in the Crossroads League. Taylor's now lost 4 of their last 5 and 7 of their last 10. After dropping 4 games in a row, St. Francis has won 6 straight. They keep a stronghold on the third-place spot in the Crossroads League standings. Once again, our final today from inside Odell Arena, number 21 St. Francis outscores Taylor 40-31 in the second half, and they win by 16, 70-54, after the Trojans close the deficit to 49-43. USF outscores Taylor 21-11 after Taylor had cut the deficit down to 6. This has been a presentation of Taylor Men's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again, we say good afternoon and have a great rest of your weekend from here in Upland, Indiana.